business that struggles to find a process to help you to stand out from the competition? Well, in this episode, as Australia's leading marketing consultancy for small business, we're going to take you through the first step that we take in our proven approach in working with our small business clients to help them to stand out from the competition. So the first step that we take in working with our clients to really create a point of difference is to understand what it is that their customers and clients think about them. Now, why is this so important? So there's a few different reasons, and we're going to go into those in detail today. And we're going to talk about also capturing that information and how you create some systems and procedures around that, and why understanding what your clients and customers think about you is so important to looking at how you're going to define your point of difference and really create that positioning. Now, we talk a lot about positioning in all of our podcasts, videos, books, and everything else that we've created. Positioning is all about positioning your business and your brand in the minds of your customers that is different to the competition. And that's the key, right? Because marketing is a battle of the mind, and when you want to find that unique spot and that position in the mind of your customers and clients, or your potential customers and clients, that is different to the competition. You need to stand for something as a business and a brand. A lot of businesses out there try to stand for everything. We want to make sure that you really are really strong and consistent in what it is that you stand for as a brand and what it is that you do and how you actually help them in a tangible perspective, not some fluffy meaning that means nothing to your customers and clients. Let's talk about that first step in terms of understanding your clients and your customers. So one of the key reasons why we go through this process and why it's so important is that if you don't know what it is that your customers and clients think about you, then it's hard to understand whether they're really enjoying the experience that they're having with you. Are there things that you're doing really well? And if you are doing really well, how can you do more of that? Or how can you improve it? Or how can you increase that customer experience even more? And if there's things that maybe you're not doing as well as you can be, are there things that you need to eliminate from your business or your offering? How can you maybe improve those? And all those elements help to think about what is that you do well, what you don't do so well, or what you don't do as well, I should say, and how to be an expert in what you do, which ultimately comes back to how are you positioning yourself as an expert in doing what you do really, really well. The second reason why we go through that process to understand what is that your clients and customers think about you, and I might just take a pause here and say that if you're a startup business or a new business, have a think about how you can, or have a think about what it is that you want your customers and clients to think about you in the first 12 months of your business. So if you've got 0 customers today, in 12 months, how do you want them to be describing what you do in your business and how you help them? Good and bad. Remember, the good you can do more of, focus in on. The bad you can improve or get rid of. So back to the second reason why this is important. So by understanding how your customers and clients describe you, you're able to then use some of those descriptive words. So if they say that you're on time, that you're transparent, that you're cost effective, that you're high level of communication, that what you provide is invaluable, all these kind of descriptive words will allow you as a business owner to use in your marketing activity going forward. So if you need to write content for videos, or you need to write content for your website or social media posts, a whole lot of content that needs to go out there. So you're able to use that stimuli from the feedback from your customers to then include in your marketing to help you to help describe what you do and how you actually help them. Because then you're actually using language from your customers that is real, and you're just not bullshitting your way through it. So the next question you'll be thinking is, how do I actually gather that information? So there's a few ways. One, old school, pick the phone up, speak to them, ask them. So tell me, why do you keep using our product or service? What do you like about it? What's good? What's bad? Now, when you're asking for feedback, often, there's going to be different types of clients. Those that will whinge no matter what, those that won't tell you the truth. So it's about taking the specific feedback with a grain of salt, but it's more about using the language that they use to help you with your marketing and to start to paint a bit of a picture about what you do well and maybe what you don't do so well, and seeing the trends in the feedback that you're getting from your clients. So how do you capture that information? 1, pick the phone up. 2, create some type of like automated process or emails. There's so many platforms out there that allow you to capture information. And try to make the feedback, if you can, quantitative. So what do I mean by that? Like, base it on data and information. If you try to just get kind of open-ended questions, and that can be dangerous and can open up a can of worms. But if you can ask for like specific like words that you want from them, like describe in 1 word what we do well, describe in 1 word what we don't do so well, it makes it you can then use those words a bit more tangibly in your marketing as well, and you probably get some more truth out versus them just doing verbal diarrhea. So that automation is the second way to capture it. The third is, if you have a business where you physically see your customers and clients, then that is a perfect opportunity to be able to just ask them up front, what do you like about us, what don't you like about us, and really just capture that information. Just then, again, start to paint a picture about what you do well, what you don't do so well, what can you eliminate, what can you do more of, what can you improve. The other key factor to consider in this is that by asking your customers and clients, it shows that you actually give a shit about your business and that you want to improve and you want to make that customer experience better for them. Now, when you show that, people love supporting businesses. So if you show that you're proactive and that you really care about improving, then you have a higher chance of that customer or client supporting your business back and helping you to succeed and telling their friends and their colleagues and their family about your business and that you're a new business or you're a business that's always trying to improve. I think people generally appreciate that, and I think people generally like to support people that they know in business. Another factor to consider in all this is that it allows for another touch point with your customers and clients. Remember, if you stay top of mind with your customers, then you have a high chance of them choosing you when it comes to the next time that they're purchasing your product or service offering. So again, that touch point, which we talk about a lot here in terms of consistency in the frequency of the activity that you're putting out there. For me, asking clients feedback is a touch point, and that's marketing for me. So don't undervalue or think that it's not a touch point that's important. I think it's actually very important. And as a business owner, it's also really easy to get on the defensive when clients give you some negative feedback or things that you don't want to hear. Now, as I mentioned before, take the feedback with a grain of salt and make it really easy for them to answer. Don't ask for long-winded answers or sentences. Ask for kind of 1-word answers to make it really kind of concise for them and make it easy for them to be able to actually give you the feedback. But don't get defensive. Listen to it, take it with a grain of salt, make the change if you feel necessary, be objective, try to put yourself in your customer's shoes. Maybe ask someone that's close to you that you trust to be objective for you as well, because it's easy to get defensive. Remember, your business it's personal, it's yours, it's like your baby. So it's about just I understand that it's easy to get defensive, but try not to. Easier said than done. So we mentioned about using the phone to speak to customers that have bought from you. So imagine you're in a retail store, someone buys from you today, they go away, they've had it for a week. How good would that customer experience be if you actually pick the phone up? And I know it's not going to be relevant for every business. Imagine you pick the phone up and you go, look, just seeing, how you went with that new dress that you bought or that pair of shoes that you bought, how's the first week going, or how did you go with that dinner that you wore the dress to? Getting that personalized feedback, especially when you're just starting out, is so critical. And again, it allows you to then build kind of that rapport with those potential customers and clients. So don't be scared to ask the questions, build up that relationship. So in summary, what's the key outcome? Key outcome, understand what your clients and customers say about you. 1, you can use those descriptive words in your marketing. And 2, allows you to start to think about what you are really good at and how you can start positioning yourself based on what you're good at, positioning yourself in the minds of your customers and clients that is different to the competition. So I'm going to continue each week to do a an episode based on the proven process that we go through to create a point of difference and a position for our clients. So stay tuned for next week. Make sure you rate and review us, subscribe us, Apple, YouTube, and Spotify. Thanks, guys.